Hello, my name is Luca Paschina, and I have been the winemaker here at Barboursville Vineyards since 1990. I was asked by our founding family, the Zonin family, to come to this estate from Piemonte in Italy and make the best wine we could from this estate, from this 900-acre estate composed of mainly red clay of volcanic origin, and therefore I went very deep at work, especially with the 1991 vintage, which was a great growing season. And that year we produced some quite good wine. Why I say quite good and not remarkable is that the remarkable wine finally came later in the 90s, and I will explain you why. Therefore, the first great wine I made here on the estate was a blend of Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc. It was quite good, like I said, yet it's not until the vintage 1997 that Octagon becomes the great wine we were seeking. That was possible because we planted some new vineyards in specific sites that were not discovered yet. So Octagon really is the result of our research observation through the decades, the first decade of the 90s. Like I said, in the vintage 97 and 98, we finally produced what some wine critics recognized in early 2000 as a world-class wine. And I have to say that that is when finally I felt that the wine we produce finally put Virginia on the map of the great wines of the world. We don't produce Octagon every season. We have not produced it in the vintage of 2000, 2003, and 2011. The reason is that for us to bottle Octagon to produce it, it must be in a vintage where we feel comfortable that the wine that are in the blend will all be capable of long-term aging, which to us as a starting standard is 20 years. And I'm glad to claim that today we're still drinking wines from the late 90s, therefore are more than 20-year-old and are in very pristine condition. So this truly is a wine that created the estate. This is a wine that is the best expression of our soil and climate, and is a truly classic old world style of wine. We didn't choose to do an old world style wine just because the origin of this estate somewhat is Italian. We just understood that the climate and the soil is naturally conducive to produce that style of wine. So with this said, I like to say that this wine, producing this style in the Bordeaux blend, which by the way is a very competitive category produced in the great region of the world, is indeed to the par level of great wines from anywhere in the world. So Virginia has been on the map for a while, and I think this wine also was a great contributor to be able to claim the success of Virginia.